Go. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this June 8th, 2021. It's now 6:10. I'd like to open up the Special Economic Development Committee meeting tonight to discuss the local rapid response plan provided and guided by Governor Baker. We've decided to have this special meeting to invite the local businesses of Dudley to participate in the planning phase of this program to help this committee come together with some action items and provide those action items and projects to the state so that we can help local businesses come out of the COVID pandemic of 2020. So with that said, tonight's agenda, well, first I'd like to do is we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll get right into the program. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, thank you again for coming tonight. Carrie Salwa is here from the CRMPC. She is our assigned consultant for the program, and Bill Scanlon's here, the planner for the town of Dudley. We have PJ and we have Todd here as well as part of the Economic Development Committee. We do have one member of the community. I don't know if you'd like to introduce yourself to the...
Okay.
Please.
My name is Bob from the Dudley.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Bob. Welcome. So what we wanted to do, Bob, obviously, is try to get some input from the local businesses. But Carrie, I'll hand this over to you. I know you were hoping to maybe, do a presentation or show kind of the important aspects of the program to Bob. But, with that said, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you for having me again. I wanted to, I'll just do a quick overview of the presentation that you have all seen, but for Bob and for whoever's
Yep.
sees this, and that it will give you an idea of the projects that we have the program that we've been working on and where we are in the process.
Get a time out.
Sure.
That mic is not working very well.
You want to move? Maybe you could sit here, and I can sit there.
I can move if it's okay.
Ted,
If
I'll
you-
just move.
Let's let her move. She'll move.
Huh?
She'll just move.
Move?
Yeah,
Move?
it'll be
That way
easier.
you
Okay, you wanna move, cause this mic is not working very well.
don't- Okay. Thank you.
That'll be easier.
Okay, so this is the local rapid recovery plan presentation, and this is the data finding portion of the program. This will go over the program overview, the target area that we've discussed, which you have a map of in front of you, diagnostic categories that we reviewed, our key findings, results from the business survey, photos from our site visits, some initial project recommendations, and then I was hoping we could have some discussion and discuss some possible visioning ideas for the area. So, like was mentioned earlier, Governor Baker, this program came down from the governor's office, and it is to provide a rapid response to identify actions to help communities recover from COVID-19. 22 of our 40 communities applied, and CMRPC is working with 7 of them. This is to offer the communities an opportunity to analyze how the businesses have done through COVID and to come up with short, medium, and long-term projects that we could then pass over to the state and to come up with action items that would help the businesses in their recovery post-pandemic. We've met a few times here. We've come up with the study area. We've done the business survey. We've done the site visits, and we've collected a whole host of data that we have since passed on to the state. We've completed phase 1, where we collected the data. We promoted the survey, and we've given an overview of the conditions. What we're doing now is giving an overview of the conditions of the study area. And now we're moving into phase 2, the most exciting phase, which is where we come up with projects collectively that could help the study area chosen. It is definitely a rapid response. This started in early March, or late February, early March was the application process. We put the application together with Bill and we in the EDC, and we're already mid-June, which is crazy. So what we're doing now is meeting with subject matter experts and reviewing the data and coming up with the projects. As you'll see, the end of August is when the final projects are due. This is the study area that was chosen. It actually goes from Dippin' Donuts to Dunkin' Donuts. This is an area, this is the map that you have in front of you on the tables, but this is actual parcel data, which reviews every single parcel in the study area and its use, which I think will be nice to go over after the presentation, take a deeper dive into this. So these are some of the categories that were in the diagnostic phase. We did analyze the physical and the public and private realm of the study area. We had to survey and grade every parcel. We looked at sidewalks, street trees, benches, lighting, wayfinding, signage, crosswalks. We looked at the number of storefronts, we collected this total retail space, total office space, total manufacturing space. We went back to grading the windows, outdoor displays, signage, awning, facades, and outdoor lighting, night lighting. The market information that was collected was population, median household income, median age, and the number of workforce in the study area, as opposed to the municipality as a whole. This here is a NACE breakdown of all the different businesses and their categories. This is a demographic breakdown as far as age goes, from 0 to 85, and then this on the right you'll find the demographic indicators for education, age and education actually. So this is the observation results from the physical parcel survey, and Dudley actually fared quite well in the study area. There's only a few spots where the sidewalks are subpar. There's plenty of crosswalks. The signage is good. The lighting is nice. I think the only area that actually failed was the awnings, and I don't know of any of our communities that passed the awning test. The facades are nice. The buildings are in good condition. So overall, Dudley fared very well. This is the traffic count that we have. 9,700 is the highest. Sorry. 5,500 is the average.
Is it a business?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Come in. Sorry. So this is what we have for traffic counts. Again, this is the breakdown of the square footage of the building space and the categories. And I have the EDC down as the organization acting to steward the study area.
Carrie,
Yes.
what did you find as the most common type of business activity in the quarter?
I'm not sure that
You said you had some kind of a land use breakdown there?
this is here's the use breakdown, but we have the business code. So there were a lot of professional uses that I found.
Okay.
And then I think the second one was public admin, probably the service building here
Okay.
did the most. Those were the two.
Did anything stand out to you as being sort of
Whoops.
something that represented Dudley more than anything else?
Not necessarily that,
Okay.
that jumped out.
Okay.
It was actually a really nice mix. There's, a lot of large business, and a lot of these study areas are actually full downtown study areas with a mix of residential, commercial, retail. But this study area is quite large, so there was everything, residential,
Right.
retail, commercial, industrial, manufacturing, large commercial, with the dealership, like the courthouse, pretty much like everything's
Okay.
a little bit of everything, which is nice. Especially if you want to pull community, if you want to pull from each of those types of businesses, you're not just taxing just retail or small business. So the business survey, here we go. So these were the standouts from the business survey. And it sounded like most important were cultural events and activities that bring people into the district, opportunities for outdoor dining and selling, renovation of the storefronts and the facades, kind of split down the middle, which, like I said, during the sidewalk, the grading survey fared pretty well, so that's understandable. And then recruitment of programs to attract additional businesses. And then the last one was to implement marketing strategies for commercial districts. And the Worcester Chamber of Commerce and Central Mass Regional Planning Commission put together a survey post-COVID, or when COVID first started, to all of the businesses that we could reach in our region. And at the time, you would think that the number one need for the businesses would have been financial, but almost all of them said marketing and networking would have been ideal if they had it set up before COVID. It would have helped them with the transition. So I think that's something that you'll definitely see from the state, is being able to network and market the best way possible. So here are some of the some aerial views that we pulled from the district. So this is the beginning of the district. Did that get missed? Okay. Okay. And then coming down, this is the Mason Road intersection. This is the area by the pond that we've talked about, the water department, and the doghouse takeout with the pavilion. And this is the Toyota intersection, the airport road with the plaza. And then this is towards the end. This, like I mentioned, this is the more of the manufacturing and industrial area. So here are some of the storefronts. This is not a bird's eye view. This is a front view of that same lot that we've talked about that abuts the water. This is one of the intersections of interest that we've talked about, the high traffic intersection, Walgreens, Stevens Mills, of course, loads of potential there that could benefit the district. There's a couple vacant parcels that could be potential opportunities in the study area. And this is the gateway coming in, which, like I mentioned before, already looks nice, but could always use some improvement. This is the storefront that we spoke about that looks like it's in transition. And here we go. This is the West Main Liquors. This is your spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the Dudley House of Pizza Plaza. As you see, like ample sidewalks, walkability. All the businesses seem to be doing pretty well there. There's some outdoor dining, which had 5 people out there tonight having dinner when I
Right, I
drove
was
by.
gonna
It
say.
seems like really busy or popular. And then the plaza over here with like an outdoor section. So this is the initial project recommendations. This is what the project sheets will look like. It'll be based on project budget, time frame, potential partners, any nonprofits in the region, any of the businesses that didn't necessarily get hit very hard during COVID that might want to contribute, any manpower or volunteer possibilities, the risks involved, and then itemized action items, and then the process that the EDC would take to assist the study area businesses with the project recommendations. So these are some of the ideas that just came to mind while doing the study, doing the site walk, and from possible and potential previous conversations that we've had as a group. Potential community gardens, continuing the French River walk through into Dudley, landscaping ideas that are consistent throughout the district, signage and wayfinding throughout the district if there's some sort of consistency or some uniform signage that could be brought up, any kind of public art, murals, like a hidden art. Sometimes you can have a hidden art walk that brings people into the region, looking to connect the rail trails or connecting to the university, to the college. Any kind of winter events, that's one of the things that we've definitely learned through COVID is that, we can actually go outside in the winter, and sometimes it's a missed opportunity for small businesses if they're like some of those vacant parcels that are available in the area could be turned into some sort of winter events, sliding, kind of some outdoor pop-up events. We talked about taking a deeper look into those vacant lots in the area and ownership. If there's any plans moving forward, I've seen some communities that if an owner's sitting on a parcel, again, you can use it for pop-up opportunities throughout the summer. Any kind of gateway ideas coming in from both sides of the study area, any different ways that we can study or market or network the area in conjunction with the businesses in Dudley. I know that picking this study area wasn't easy for the EDC because obviously they care about every business in Dudley. And then possibly finding an alternative space, what they call a third place. So a lot of people that have been working at home during COVID have an opportunity to go into the office or don't have an opportunity to go into the office, but they don't necessarily want to be home. So they have a third place, which could be a coffee shop or a co-working facility or space. And some possible partners could be, the town of Dudley itself, the town of Webster, where a lot of the work that has been done lately has been in conjunction with Webster and Dudley together. Any of the schools, the school-age children, the Boys and Girls Club, the college, the Webster Dudley Business Alliance, police and fire, any of the churches in the area, and the Webster Dudley Oxford Chamber, or any of the other chambers that are affiliated, and or the Agricultural Commission. I know that they've picked up a lot of steam over the past 2 years, and any Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts they might have in. So we're moving on to phase 2, as I mentioned. This is where I open up the conversation to get to know a little bit about your businesses and what it's like being a business owner in Dudley, to let you know that the EDC is here and that they're willing to help in any way possible, and how we can maybe come up with some ideas for some projects to move forward. The goal is to come up with 5 projects that we can submit to the state that hopefully will come back with some funding sources from the state. So this is the end of the presentation. So I'll leave that up there. Can you tell me what your name is?
Danny Habib.
Danny Habib. And where are you from, Danny?
Norwood, I live in Norwood, but I'm different country.
Sure. And which business do you own?
We just got that high-low, used to be high-low, the gas station on the,
Across from Dunkin'
from
Donuts?
the Dunkin'
Oh, nice.
We just started with it like June 1st.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just started.
Wow.
Thank you.
So, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so June 1st. That's a decent sized gas station. Is it a convenience store too?
No, just
gas?
inspection sticker.
Which I need.
Which is, it's going to open up soon, because we transfer the names and stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. And then mechanics, works, and gas, diesel, going to have a propane too. So. You know, it's been almost like closed or like really slow. Some different people, they tried it, they couldn't work it out or something. So me and my buddy, we partnered, we're going to work hard to do it.
Excellent.
We might need some help too. So. We're not from here, so we just but it's a nice town. We love it.
Oh, that's good.
We drive an hour every day.
I was going to say, that's a long way.
Well, we're happy because it's a nice town, to be honest. The people are very nice.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you.
You're right next to Napa.
Yes,
Yeah,
right in that.
right there, yeah. Yep, I
Yeah.
forget who it was that I talked to on Saturday when I went there.
Ahmed. that's my
Ahmed,
partner.
okay, yeah, because he had said, but it's,
Ahmed, yeah.
I mean, that's always been a pretty busy place, but you're right, I forget when.
It was empty for a while.
Yeah.
It was
Long
empty,
time. It was
long
empty
time.
A long time, and then there was another, I thought I recognized
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
stopped
yeah,
into your
yeah,
place,
yeah,
yeah. And I
It's a
invested-
small town, I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, yeah. I know that guy. Yeah, so, but I know it was empty for a long time, and then
Yeah.
the other folks didn't have it open very long before now.
Like a couple of months.
Yeah,
You couldn't-
yeah.
Really?
You gotta work hard, you gotta wait, like you gotta spend time. It's not like something just overnight.
Wow.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's been closed for
It's a
while.
great location. It's a great
It
location.
is, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the people, to be honest, like really makes me happy and then keep going. Otherwise, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What at that location? Because when I stopped on Saturday, like in that area, one of the things that the business owners told me was the traffic. In regard, I mean, I know people are pulling into your place; they're not necessarily, but that they had mentioned, traffic goes by too quick. They were hoping having maybe like a crosswalk, close by there, maybe more parking or things like that. Is there anything else like that you can think of that would help drive, bring more people in?
Yeah, we already ordered signs and like curb signs, like so we could put like we have an inspection here because it's kind of like a weird when you go down from the town, you're going out.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even see anything until you just
Right.
be there. So you have to have a signs on the curb, like a couple of signs. We're already ready. So hopefully in a couple of days we're gonna set up everything up. I'm gonna have a sign like mechanics on duty, like inspections, do your inspection here, We're gonna have a specials too, like you fill up your car 5 times, you get a free oil change, some kind of things.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to give it to them because they're nice people and then it helps everybody. It's
Nice.
I mean, you get a free oil change if you fill up the car. You gotta fill up the car anyway.
Yeah, right? I was just going to say it.
Like, you know what I mean, 5 times or whatever.
Yeah.
This helps.
Yeah.
If you need to repair a car, we'll tell you, like, you need to repair it. Like, if you need an inspection sticker, you expired, we'll tell you. So you will be happy and we'll be happy. So.
Hey, you're right next to Napa, so you can get your parts and fix the cars.
Yeah, they're a little expensive, but.
Yeah.
I know they're a little expensive, but, you know, deal with all those people. But it helps, it helps.
What hours are you open?
We kind of confuse them now because but we're trying to open from 6 to 8 every day.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna try, but I know after 6, 7 o'clock is dead in here. It's
Yeah.
like different than my town.
Yeah.
My town is like till 11, 12.
Really?
You know, Norwood, Massachusetts, Route 1, goes to Foxborough Stadium,
Oh, yeah.
all the car dealers and stuff. So the gas station or whatever, the convenience store, liquor stores, they close early. They close at around 10. It's not early. 10 o'clock is
Yeah.
more than enough.
Yeah. Interesting.
How did you, were the previous owners open during COVID? Or did they not?
I have no, I think, no.
No?
No, there wasn't, there were no. But I think the one before us, he opened up, he tried. But he wasn't open like full time or something.
Mm.
I don't think he had enough help. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, help is hard.
Same problem too, but you gotta have someone.
Do you own the building as well?
No, we just listen out.
Just lease it out?
Great. Well, thank you so much for
Oh,
coming.
you want-
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And Bob, how long have you been in your spot? 6 years, did you say?
Yeah.
He's up the street from you. He's in,
No, I'm on the side. He is
This
that
side.
okay.
I'm on the fourth side.
Okay.
In the plaza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah.
Dudley House of Pizza, forget-me-nots.
Yeah. And how has it been in the plaza overall since COVID?
Overall, everything is fine because everybody follow the laws and everything, so
Yeah.
there is no problem for the people who come inside and move outside. They follow the laws and everything. And sometimes the people don't come, they give them masks too, so.
Mm.
Oh, if they don't have it, if they don't bring it with them? Yeah.
But now it's everything, everybody, most of the people vaccinated, so now it's all everything good.
Yeah. And you've had the same experience being a business owner in Dudley has been nice for you as well?
I'm sorry?
Owning the business in Dudley has been a positive experience?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So one of the, like I mentioned, part of the program is to come up with these 5 projects. So I'm curious, I know you've only been here for 7 days, but in the first 7 days. So coming into this study area, like we mentioned, is there anything that you think, oh, if we had, I wonder if we could do this, or I think this would make this area a little bit, more appealing, or like I do notice the traffic is super fast. So when you walked business to business, you probably found the same.
Everybody said the same, like you had mentioned, where your business is, and across where it showed where they had the paper in the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Those are down now.
Oh.
Like you have Eddie's Footwear, you've got the salon right there. They said the same thing, especially the Eddie from the foot. I'm sorry, the shoe place, the shoe cobbler. He said that there's been several people cars have hit the telephone pole right in front of his building. He said that traffic is just very, very fast, and if there was an extra crosswalk, because in order for people to come across the street, they would have to go to the corner where Walgreens is and cut across like you were at Dippin' Donuts. And especially with the Stevens Mill project hopefully coming, because that's right behind them.
It is.
You figure there's going to be a lot more people there, hopefully. I forget how many apartments they said, but it was quite significant. And they also said there was going to be hopefully some retail space on the first level. So that was their biggest thing, in just parking there. They said years ago there was like lined parking spots in front of like that particular area, and it's faded away. But just something they said in regards to slowing the traffic down, if it's like a sign, a blinking light, or something that would, even like a speed limit. They said that down the road in Webster, there's like a speed limit sign at 20 miles an hour or something. And some people do, because like the police will pull them over, and that would at least get them going a little bit slow, because they just feels that, if there are customers, potential customers, they're not going to want to walk across the street. And I didn't blame them. I was trying to. They were closed, but there's a graphic design place across the street, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I want to cross right here.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that they had mentioned. That was significant that they all pretty much said was that the crosswalks, traffic being too fast. He said they had actually, a couple of them had talked to the town, and they had stated that the town got back to them and said that it was a state road, so it was difficult to make any significant changes, but that might have been in the past. And then just questions that I got in my travels in regards to what do you do if you have a landlord that owns the building, which they operate, and they have made requests to better the property, and they're not doing anything. That was a couple of cases. But all in all, everybody thought that it was a great town, but they just, and they also, a couple of them had made comments that, especially out more closer towards Dudley House of Pizza area, that, as for a small town, but we're also a college town. A couple of them had mentioned that. We've got Nichols College, with students and things like that. We have such a lot to offer, that if we could make it easy for people to make it down to like like areas where they can shop and do business. That was the feedback that I got. And I didn't hit everybody, and it's kind of interesting when you think about it. There's over 60 businesses.
There's a
It's just in this corridor.
Right.
And I was only able to really stop and chat with 18 of them total. But they all pretty much had positive feedback, but just in regards to COVID, the things were, gonna hopefully be getting better, but it was just, it was the same stuff. How do we get more people to, foot traffic, but also people that have easier access? And even up near where your store is, it's easier to get in there, but it is. Traffic is flying. It's hard to get out. People are flying. And how can we help change that? That was the biggest, the most feedback we got was regarding that.
Ryan, it seems like Tad had a very positive experience going out and talking to those people. Maybe we could get the other members of the EDC to hit maybe some of the other 63 businesses in the corner. Get more information that way. It seems like that one-on-one approach is very useful to actually talk to people and understand what they think is important.
This was the purpose of this meeting, was to try to get some small business, some local businesses to come talk to us. We had actually had a flyer that PJ compiled and sent out, and we got very little response from the businesses, so that's why we kind of decided to have this forum to try to, and so if you talk to 18 people, and we've got 2 people here at the table now, maybe speaking to the rest of them, we'd get, maybe 4 times more people to participate, and we have time, right?
Yeah,
we have
we do.
time. So again, the idea is, maybe, some project that's related to traffic, slowing the traffic down, providing the opportunity for customers to see your sign, that your businesses, to know that you're in. Get in, I know your plaza, getting in and out, in it is easy, but getting out is definitely a deterrent, So, this is the kind of perfect
Also,
stuff we're looking
there is
for.
on a Dudley courthouse, there is also very hard to over
Oh, that's terrible.
there
I avoid that.
Every time there is a, 1 or 2 months, there is accident over there.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
I was gonna say it might be worth talking with the police department. Is there a traffic committee in town?
No.
No. Maybe worth talking to the police office. Usually a police officer is geared. Their
Or
job is
maybe
geared
put
towards traffic.
blinking lights, so everybody because there's a slope there too. So there's a lot of accident over there.
Yeah, whereas my whole business, same thing.
You have an grade
People
too.
are doing
Yeah.
Very
Very
fast.
fast.
But by the time they notice your place, they're already passed. And if they pass your place, now they're like, oh, I need some gas, where should I go? They pass yours, and now they're at the
They
other
go to
gas
Webster.
station, the mobile gas station right
It'll
there.
be a different town.
Yeah, right, totally different town, yeah.
Right,
Interesting.
right.
Plus, if someone crossing the road, it's like kind of blind, you can't even see someone cross.
Yeah.
You have to go slow, you can't be fast.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah. So those are site distance issues, accident counts, traffic, like those are all things that can be
Speed.
they can all be put into a traffic study, and that, like I said, that intersection is already, where the Walgreens intersection is already subject to being looked at, if I remember correctly.
It's hoped to be looked at.
Hope to be looked at. We can always include maybe from the town line.
Mhm.
So how much time do we have before we need to submit our projects?
I'd say we have about a month.
About a month.
Yeah,
It's not a lot of time to.
maybe 5 weeks.
Okay. So,
It's a short time.
so yeah, we'll probably have to engage some other folks and, try to get some more input, but I think this is a good start. To
I
try
agree.
to, seems to be a common, at least, you spoke to some folks, you get the feedback.
And you know what, they wanted, a lot of them, like, out of the 18 that I actually, places that I went to, a lot of them wanted to come. But like some of them work, like their businesses, like the hair salons,
Mhm.
they're working right now. Or a couple
Go
of
ahead
them.
right now, because nobody want to work, so.
Well,
Everybody want us
Oh,
to
yeah,
work
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
too.
Right. And, but some of them too, and I went out on a Saturday. There's a number of businesses that are not open.
Right.
They're open Monday through Friday, which I would go there, even like, Empire Travel. I tried to go there, and I was like, oh yeah, God, but I thought, oh geez, why aren't they open on a Saturday? That's kind of interesting, but I think because of COVID too,
Yeah.
they have people have had adjusted hours and things of that nature.
Mhm.
But it's interesting because you showed a picture of that's actually part of the same right there. Actually, the same owner owns that building, the middle building, which is residential, and then the old antique shop.
He owns all three.
He owns all three.
Properties?
Yeah, he's actually a customer of mine. And he actually just got, I guess, an approval for to sell used cars out of I don't know where he's going to put them. I think he said he was going to maybe put them out back
I
or
was gonna
something.
say, where's he gonna put
But
them?
most of the folks there, I mean, when you think about the increase in traffic from the Stevens Mill project, providing that goes through and everything like that, I think that's going to add a significant amount of foot traffic. And also like heading, you see, it's just kind of strange because as I was out, you have like where the Dippin' Donuts intersection is right there. Then there's quite a bit of stretch, right? There's not a whole heck of a lot. There's a couple of
A lot of residents.
residents and stuff. But then when we get to where the dog shack is, where Mercer granted for the headstones, I spoke with that gentleman, and he said that the dog shack, he's actually been doing quite well when they're open, their hours. And they did. I mean, later on that day, they had a full. Because I think that area, and I know we've talked about this area a lot, because the only other businesses there, like Site Solutions, I think there was a karate place there. But I mean, that's a potential for some retail spots. Because I mean, you look and all the picnic tables are full. These folks having their hot dogs outside, but there's definitely just seems like a lot of empty, dead space there. So I don't know how we can change that.
Did the monument owner, does he own the building that he's in?
I don't believe so. They're originally out of, he said, Plainfield, Connecticut. That's where their main office is. It was actually quite interesting to talk with them. They said that they were doing, he's in kind of a recession-proof business, with headstones. But they did say, very interesting enough, that they're having huge delays because most of their granite comes from India. And in India, the ports and everything, like they were having, like they were closed.
Because of the COVID outbreaks?
I guess, so he said the supply chain has been interrupted, and I know in many other industries that's the same way. But he had said that, I believe they lease that building, but I'm not 100% sure, but he said that they do most of their main work down in Plainfield, Connecticut, but they just saw this opportunity up here. And, but he says he's busy. He just says right now, unfortunately, he's got folks that come in, but he can't actually get the stone that they want for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes several months, which was just interesting to be out and learn about these, what they
Right.
do and things like that. But
So we're saying there's such a mix of businesses in this stretch.
there's a very big mix.
Carrie, can you scroll to the page that had the recommended, like, potential projects?
There's a big project for that Stevens Mills, so you probably look at it every day. I just wanted to point it. 'cause
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it
I'm not
was
sure if he's
for
aware.
both the gentlemen, but that mill across the street from your place, that old mill.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
That's a big project that
Yeah.
the town has been working on. It's
Oh,
still
nice.
in the works to develop that site.
Oh,
So
okay.
we still have a partner interested in developing that. Bill?
Yep,
Yeah, they're still
still,
there, so.
yep, still there.
Okay, good. So that'll be apartments and other, places so to attract, again, pulling in traffic for businesses.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Yeah. This one, PJ?
Yeah, I was thinking about all the improvements that are happening in downtown Webster, pretty significant.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
I think that we want to try to make that flow into coming up your way, right up through Dudley, as opposed to feeling like a hard line, like, oh, things are different, right? Because a lot of that empty front was
Yeah.
right there.
Right.
But I was wondering about the signage, if a potential project might be, you go through a lot of main streets and there's like the flags that come off the telephone poles,
The
right? And
banners.
it's just like, welcome to Dudley, it's a great place to do business, or the town motto, or things like that, that might give it a little bit more from that town line all the way up through. It makes it feel more cohesive. Maybe that would be,
I've seen that kind of approach. It's really nice.
yeah.
It
It's
kinda
like when
makes
you're up
people
on
feel
Center Road
homey.
and they have all the flags. It like just makes you
Pedestrian,
feel a
like-
certain way
At least you
about
know
it.
you're in Dudley as well.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
you
that's
have
what I'm
that sense
saying.
of, okay,
You
Yeah,
know, to
it's a
kind
great
of give it
idea.
a little bit of an identity, because we are so spaced out and there is so much going on there. So
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if like that could be a project that,
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
any kind of that uniformity, because it's, I should know the land, the stretch of land that it is, but I don't know what the distance is, but it's quite a distance, and it could be impactful. They do the same thing with banners or lighting or flowers, anything that shows like some consistency.
Like the
Yeah,
town of
just
Oxford
kind
did that. If you've noticed driving through Oxford, I don't know how they budgeted it, but they've just got gorgeous flowers all over town. You know, even in front of like the Cumberland Farms, or they've got these
big
you know,
pots, like the
big pots,
big
yeah,
ones,
but
yeah.
you know, and they take care of them too. They have the folks from the town take care of them, but it's
It's
nice.
the Women's Club of Dudley. There's a women's club that goes around taking care of all the flowers at the monuments. 'Cause
Oh.
my wife's a part of that club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it goes all the way into Woodstock and Putnam. It's all a group of
Huh.
Yeah, but
ladies that-
maybe because we always talk about like we don't have that village like area. Maybe that's a way to create some cohesion from that
Right.
line up through, the top of the line, but.
Yeah, and once you have your study area picked out, once you have ideas for, banners or for lighting or flowers, you give it like a name. This is the West Main Village, and then people say, have you been to the West Main Village in Dudley?
Right,
Have you
right.
seen what they've done in the West Main Village, or something like that?
And I'm still, I just want to, I know we had mentioned it in the original application, but I know that there's an interest, because you talked about Nichols College up there. I know there's an interest in going back to that slide where people are looking for marketing help, like, we have students that want nothing more than to help a business, like, figure out how to market.
Sure.
And those kinds of things. And I think there could be a partnership there that's helpful to those businesses, and maybe create some sort of a business alliance that can be, some helpful, not employees, but uses our students
Sure.
as part of their learning,
Right.
but helping people,
Giving them real world,
Yeah,
real
real-world
experience,
experience,
real
but-
strategy
yeah.
experience.
So I know that, and I don't know that that wraps into this, but I think I'm struck by that slide that you had again that says, they're looking for networking and marketing, like,
Mhm. They could get it right down the street.
Mhm.
Jerry, you mentioned marketing as a effective tool. What would that kind of look like in Dudley, do you think?
I think essentially, like I said, like finding, well, marketing for Dudley would be different than marketing for this area, right? The study areas is finding a name or something to tie it to, and then free of charge, you create a social media market campaign around it, and then everything that's done in that area uses the same name, uses the same hashtag, uses the same like stock photos, and then you build it around there, and then usually that would come with an association, a business association, where the 65 business owners can get together and brainstorm ideas, and then tying that into anything that the town is already working on market-wise. You have a town website, the EDC has a Facebook page and a website, like kind of connecting them that way. But there's a lot of examples of small towns that kind of push through the marketing, and consistency is key. Going through Facebook, Instagram.
It would be interesting to find out how many businesses use social media to market their services.
Yeah, that's true. When we put together the business survey, we did look through some of the businesses in the study area to try and find their Facebook page, or that would be something that the EDC could help the businesses with, ongoing, not just after LRRP is over. Having that one-on-one, saying like, we've gone through your Facebook page and your hours aren't correct, or your contact information isn't key, or this is the first thing people go to when they're looking for business. It used to be Yellow Pages and now it's the Facebook. So getting those smaller businesses up to speed on social media, and that's another thing the college students could help with. We've connected a lot of students at WPI that lost their internships, have kind of flipped their switch, and now they're helping the small businesses in the region. Social media is key right now, and
Do you
you're
use social media at all?
No, I have the Facebook page.
You do?
Investment Maker, yeah.
How is it working for you?
I'm sorry.
How is it working for you?
No, it's what good. I put some recipes on the Facebook and everything, so people like that recipe and they come by. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the difference between maybe what Bob does and what another package store does, right? If he is initiating, engagement with customers, they're going to go there.
Right, sure.
And it's the same with the gas stations. It's more than just a gas station, right? So there's so many services that if I'm looking to get, like right now, I'm 3 months late on my inspection sticker. If I'm looking for an inspection sticker, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the closest place that I know that they're
In 3 months,
open.
you're not gonna have the time to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The social media is very important.
And it's free.
It's a free, and then it's everybody's social, everywhere, all the world is social
Right.
media.
And so, something else that we found through the COVID process, working with the small businesses in our region, is that, either you're a good manager or you're a good mechanic, you're not necessarily really great at accounting, or you don't know how to do you don't know how to organize for your taxes. And something that the college students could probably help with also is sitting down with the businesses one-on-one and saying, almost like a boot camp, Do you know what I mean?
was
Like,
thinking, yeah.
like this is social media, this is what your accounting record should look like, this is the best way to organize. Maybe this is QuickBooks, this is, you know, because it's really difficult to own a business and be good at everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I know from experience, it's very hard. So I think, you know, any kind of, and there were businesses all over, even the most successful businesses can't do everything. So we found when all of the grant programs and all of the resources came down from COVID, that when it came time, when the pandemic hit, you know, the most resilient businesses had everything in order, ready to pass on, to say, I need help. You know, and not every business was, they needed the help, but they didn't have what they needed ready to move forward. So building resiliency is definitely something that the state would like to see with the small businesses in these study areas.
All right, what's our next plan then? Get out there and talk to more businesses?
I was gonna say, I'll just see how I can hit more of these, because I mean, and I should have realized this, it's more time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because especially folks want to, you know, if they want to talk.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody. You know, some people thought I was a snake oil salesman walking in, but it was. But most of them wanted to just, you know, when I would say, hey, listen, you know, we've got this great opportunity, and we need your input. You know, we need to figure out how we can make Dudley, you know, like your partner in regards to, you know, your success. And it's just, but yeah, and it's just trying to get, and yeah, because I mean, I was really shocked as to how many businesses there actually are. And what I'll do is I'll go through it and I'll just see, you know, which ones are open to Monday, like during regular business hours, which, and you know, there's some that are on here that are no longer in business, and there's some that were not on here that that have been in business. Like there was a salon that I went to who's been there for 10 years and was not on this list. So
Towards the other area?
yeah, this one was right next to the other gas station that's past, like going towards the courthouse,
Right.
on the left. And it's right next door to that. There's a carpet store,
Yeah.
and then there's the salon. I think it's called Illuminations. And they don't really have a big sign though. And I know the owner, and I walked in, we spoke. She's like, oh my goodness, you know, but because a lot of those businesses were extremely badly hit because they had to close, and they're trying to get back to, you know,
Where they
some
were.
sort of a sense of normalcy, but and then also Sturbridge Coffee Roasters, which is a very good business right in the plaza where Jimmy's Pizza is.
Across from Cumbies.
Cumbies, right across from Cumbies.
Oh, yes.
By the genders.
Yep,
By
right
Jen
there,
Tibbs,
yeah. I mean, the owner, who I thought was going to be here tonight, Elvis, he, and I just wanted him to walk in so I could say, Elvis is in the building. That's all I wanted to say. But
Saw that one
but
coming.
he's got a lot of experience running. He runs another business in another location in Southbridge, and he's very good at what he does. And I know I'm going to go back and see if I can get some more input from him. But they weren't on the list here, which was interesting because one of the businesses who wasn't open at the time, the ice cream pharmacy, the ice cream farm. That's a relatively new business, and that was on the list, which was interesting. So just to make sure, you know, it's updated, but yeah, I actually, I mean, we only have 5 weeks to get everything in,
Yeah,
so I
would
can
say
just,
5 weeks.
you know, and who knows, maybe we can, you know, it's just, I think it's probably better if me getting the feedback, maybe having more notes or like, because I don't know if we get everybody to get into this.
Well, even if you have them, if you
Commit to-
have the survey, you can give them the survey and
I
have
was
them mail it in.
Just gonna say, we could recreate a survey that's
Right.
more
Yeah.
focused on Dudley.
We're looking for 5 minutes of your time to make an impact on
Yeah.
Dudley, right? I mean, I know time is precious, but
Yeah.
it's kind of go time right
Yeah.
now. And, there should be, we got to express a sense of urgency. I mean, this is.
Yeah, it's easier to
this
do
is
that
gonna-
face to
This
face.
could really
Yeah.
impact, the local businesses for the future,
Yeah.
near term here,
Yeah.
very quickly. So we just got to kind of lay it on the line.
Right.
I mean, if there's one thing they can do for their business is provide 5 minutes of their time to provide input.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really. I mean, 5 minutes, right? Scribble something down. Tell
Yeah.
us.
And we don't know what's going to be happening right in the future. I mean, things are opening up COVID-wise, it's great, but, there's other factors that are going to come into play. We have a real estate market that's in a bubble, there's going to be, nobody really knows for sure in regards to what the economy's going to look like 6 months from now, I mean, we really don't know that. So by having these discussions, like you said, Brian, and saying, okay, we hope that the customers are coming back, how can we bring them in to your businesses? But, what else do you need? I mean, besides the obvious, like how can things in the town that we might not know because we're not behind the counter in their shop during
Right.
business hours during the day. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
Even their ideas or suggestions
Right.
would be massive,
Right.
yeah,
not to mention their email addresses.
their email address. Okay.
So I guess I ask you two gentlemen, I mean, what your expectations coming here tonight, any feedback you have for us that, obviously, you came here and maybe you had some thoughts. Have you been able to, we'd like to hear from you more, right? Either tonight or in the future, or, we'd like to have ongoing dialogue with you guys, and it's just not a one-night thing, right?
Yeah, that's
This isn't something, so I can't tell you enough how happy we are you're here. No, seriously.
It's
I
true.
mean, we've been trying tirelessly, the economic development and the planner and Kerry, to try to get local businesses to engage us, to give us this input. So, kudos to you guys, and I hope you get that, this is not like, we're dating, okay? We gotta date and we gotta keep, getting to know each other.
I
'cause-
agree, it's just the relation.
Yeah,
With the people, it's more important.
yeah, no, it's,
It's not just a business, it's just
yeah,
all around, like everything on your, that's why the Facebook, it's, the people like they know each other now from different words.
Mhm.
They're friends, like.
this is
like,
democracy. We can
I'm
do it,
talking to my
guys.
friend, I was like,
Yeah.
well, in school, she said, no, a different state, different town, different state, different country. How do you know that? I was like, Instagram, Facebook, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
right. Yeah.
So that's how, it's very important to be in
Mhm.
good relationship with everybody, like in a small town like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to meet any of your neighbors? I know it's only been a week.
The sign lady, I forgot her name, to be honest.
Yeah.
I met her once. I met a couple of people with that. I went to the Dunkin' Donuts and talked to the girls there, the boys. That's it for now.
Nice. Do you have a relationship with your neighbors in the plaza?
Yeah, and
Sure,
like the
that's-
pizza house and the flower shop we have over
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
Nice.
here 6 years, so.
Yeah.
I've been here only 6 days.
You're doing very well.
I was gonna
Wait
say.
and watch, I'll be better than you. I'll be having more fun than you, I'm just seriously, I love that town, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's a great town.
It's a great town.
Yeah,
it is.
the reason why I ask how it was coming in is sometimes, not in Dudley, but in some communities, it's not easy to start a business. Not every business,
Yeah, it's
not every
not.
community is business friendly,
Yeah.
so it's nice
Even if
to
you're
know.
looking for an employee, you don't know anybody here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
If you're looking for anything, it's just,
You got a gentleman across the street that doesn't have a place to park an extra car, but they got a used car permit. So you have more property by 10 times than what they have, so maybe you got an idea for another business venture.
Yeah.
Right.
everybody applying for the some cars anyway.
Oh,
Good for
nice.
you.
There you go,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's one step ahead of me. Huh?
Yeah.
Good for you. No, that's good. So, again, thanks for coming. I mean, I don't have any more to discuss. I think we gotta maybe talk from a committee standpoint, figure out how to skin the cat here, how to kind of get more of the folks, you
Yeah.
know, over the next, say, 3 weeks. We probably got 2-3 weeks.
That's
right?
it, yeah.
And then we did, so it's kind of crunch time now.
Yeah.
And we gotta kind of, and, you know, spread the word, go to your, you know, you know, there's nothing better than reputation,
That's
right?
right.
You say, hey, those guys over there, pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
They like us.
They
they're
wanna
not
help. They
scared
wanna help.
monsters, you know, they really wanna hear
Yeah.
you. You know, because I think there's a little bit of that, you know, Big Brother or whatever
Yeah,
you
is
call
the
it.
town
right?
gonna really help us? kind of
Yeah,
thing?
they, you know, they're full of,
With from
full
the
of, you
government.
know,
With, from the government.
Yeah,
right?
they're full of government, so, you know, spread the word, you know, you know, if you could, you know, please, you know, get the word out, let people know that we really want to hear them, and, you know, I don't know, do you have the flyer?
Yes.
Did you give them, so is there an email address or anything on the flyer?
Think so.
So, can you put an email address on there, Kerry, and then maybe, you know, if you don't mind, you know, just say, hey, you know, if you want to.
Thank you, Carrie.
No problem.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, I'm just giving out
Yeah,
ideas. I
anything
mean,
helps,
I
that's
mean,
fine. We'll just-
I mean, the more voices,
more ideas,
Interest.
yeah.
right? You know,
More ideas, more
Right.
things you can get.
Because maybe we're gonna have to go to the, you know, the town and the state to maybe impact the traffic going through town that's gonna benefit the businesses. We're gonna need support, and the support is a grassroots kind of thing. It starts here, people
Yeah.
talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, PJ, you know, we have town has a new website, and so the EDC has a page, but there's not much on it. I was wondering if you know anybody or a student could come in and sort of jazz that up for the EDC to present a better presentation to the public.
Yeah, I would, this time of year is difficult because they're all
Right.
gone.
Mhm.
But let me take a look and see if we can get maybe even like a marketing student that might help with that.
I think a lot of businesses would go to the town website,
Right.
go to the EDC page, and if there's not much there, they don't think, you know.
Mm.
I don't think there's
but
much going
If
on.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of information there, it could be beneficial.
Yeah, you're right.
What we did was we linked every business that we had information for to our town page. So we have a group called Discover Clinton, and we've been building the website over COVID, and we link all of the business contacts that we have in a picture from their business. And then ultimately we'll link to the town page, so that's something
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was wondering about like a Facebook group that was only for the owners of the businesses in town so that we could, you know, it's not an open forum for the public. It's if you own a
Just
business in
might
town,
find
you can be
a link
part of
to
this
just in
Facebook
case
group and we can
someone
talk
is-
about town
Okay,
issues.
thank you.
Could be an idea too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a closed group
A
that
closed
where they
group.
can, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, where they can communicate with us or each other. You know.
You get your information too?
Because wouldn't it be great if there was like a Dudley Day, you
Hmm.
know, and just everybody's doing some sort of something to get people in the shops that day.
Yeah.
I'd love personally to have, you know, the beginning of the school year, welcome Nichols students, signs right out in front. And just,
Mhm.
you know, we're just not a community that pulls together to do that, but
Right.
what a message. I mean, our students spend a lot of money in this town.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd love to see that creates that cohesion.
Right.
It would be great to survey the businesses, but it would also be great to survey the students and see.
Seems like
Where-
a lot of these ideas are focused on marketing and information.
Yeah, I think,
you know.
Yeah, it
Well,
would
it
be
goes back
interesting.
to our discussion last time. We kind of have an identity problem.
You're
as
right.
a community. I believe, at least.
And you know, just in regards to like when you're saying about surveying the students, it'd be interesting to know. Like you know, they obviously
Thank
do
you so
spend a
much.
lot of money in Dudley, but like if they want to go out, where do they go? Is it in Dudley? I mean, if they have like, or is it somewhere else? Is it probably they're going to Worcester or they're going somewhere, you know? But is it? But just the basic stuff, right? You know, when they're in their dorm and they need to go out, run out real quick and get something. I mean, I bump into students all the time at Park and Shop and Dudley House of Pizza or wherever it is. But just to have that sense of it.
Yeah, you probably see a few.
Yeah.
one or two. But also, you know, what's good for West Main Street is good for the college, right? So
No, it's
it's
a-
building up West Main Street, and they come for their tour and they see that
Yeah.
there's some welcoming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, So do we get back together at a regular time, or do we have a special meeting?
Well, we need, our next step is to pick projects, right? Is that the next step?
I can push that off as,
Well, no, I think
That
we should-
part.
No, I think we should work on it.
no,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can
I can
push it
push
off.
off the deadline, like, as far as I can, so that we have this time to work on
Yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
Todd's gonna canvass some other
Yeah.
places. Do you want to split that work up a little bit, or do you
Yeah, I
wanna
wouldn't
try to
mind.
do it?
I mean, it's just the 18 places that I stopped, it took, you see, I started at 10 and I finished at 1.
Mhm.
Just because I did have some good conversations, you know, and yeah. So I if somebody could, because it's one of like, because I can go out, let's say on a Saturday again, and hit some other places maybe at different times, like the ones that, you know, were open later, you know, or like they didn't open until later, which I still couldn't understand why on a Saturday at 90-degree weather the ice cream pharmacy wasn't open. But that's, I mean, because I was pretty hungry. I really felt like an ice cream. And I'm figuring, okay, I'm going to go look and get a coffee, maybe a slice of pizza, but then I'm definitely want an ice cream. But it's just, but yeah, no, I'd love some help because it's time consuming. And I know we're all busy, but maybe I can, whoever would like to grab some of the, because I think that the ones, like the more professional ones, like I think there was a couple of attorneys' offices, there was a CPA right up the street, right across from the church there, and I just didn't even think of that on a Saturday, you know.
Well, I have
That they-
Fridays off, so.
Oh, you do? Okay, so yeah, maybe
Right
we
now I
could.
do, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not that this Friday doesn't work for me, but if you, maybe we can go. I can go through. I can scan and email you the list of the ones I've already been to, and then if you want to pick a handful of them, and then we could just that would be a huge help.
Yeah, why don't you
Can-
scan and send that to everyone?
I was gonna
Everybody?
say, can you
Yeah.
include me? Thank you.
Sure.
If you want to swing and then see how many you hit, and then we'll see how many still left, and then we'll just,
Yeah.
the next person will get,
Yep.
it's gonna be me, I'll pick up one on a Friday,
Yeah, even if it's a
too,
couple
and,
hours
we
there, a
just
couple
gotta
hours
get
there,
them, we gotta get them done. But they-
But the purpose of this too is, I mean, are we going to be inviting them to another meeting, or is it going to be just okay? Listen, getting their feedback and reporting it back to the group.
I think we're at that stage now.
Yeah.
I think we gotta get feedback, if we can get them a survey to fill out.
To
really
fill out. Oh,
quick,
I'm sorry. Yeah, about
Then
the
that would be
survey.
good, but I think.
We have a survey already, right?
That was the state one, so it's closed, you can't access it, but I have surveys that I can,
Oh, okay.
I have surveys that I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
pull together and we can,
Good.
I think that would be good. If
I
we,
do
if we
too.
can duplicate it either as a website or like a Survey Monkey or something we hand to them.
we could do both, might be the best.
Can you ask them questions on the spot? 5 to 2 questions, just ask them.
Yeah, I
And
don't
just
see-
get the information and then just give it back to Kerry,
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not get to many spots, in a whatever time, but you get some good info right on the spot.
Right, and we're in control of it. It's not like we're waiting whether or not they're going to do it.
Yeah, we
Right.
could
You know,
email it
and-
right to
And
them.
honestly, most folks were very receptive to talking to me. Obviously you walk in, you see somebody's with a customer or something like that, you're just like, okay, I gotta hold off, maybe come back. But it's just, the majority of folks, were very receptive, and because they knew I wasn't selling anything. And that I really, that we have the ability to help them, and we really do need their input. I mean,
I'll be happy to try to tackle some of that list.
thanks.
Great.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else? I think that's good for
Yeah.
tonight. First.
Okay.
You want to provide the PowerPoint and I'll put it up on the web?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you
Yeah.
both for coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't
seriously.
thank you enough, yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly.
thank you. Yeah.
Right, so, if there's
Meeting
nothing
adjourned?
else, I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Anybody opposed? No, so it's 7:19 PM. Meeting is adjourned.
Meeting is adjourned.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.